I can tell you from driving in just a few minutes ago that it is pretty nasty out there. That picture tells a lot.
Yeah, that's all we need to show, Derek, in order to say to people that's why it's an alert day. A lot of rain coming down.
Absolutely, and like we said, we issue these not only for severe weather, but for inconvenient weather as well, and that's kind of what we've been seeing here throughout the day. And as expected, that rain started this morning, and it pretty much hasn't stopped since then. It does look like, though, it will stop later tonight. That's when the rain is going to start ending after midnight from west to east, and then we'll finally start to dry things out here for tomorrow. What can you expect, though, through midnight? This is what we're looking at. Steady rain is going to continue, so don't expect that to change. If you have any plans to head out this evening, the rain's going to stick around with us. Some of it could be heavy at times, 1 to 3 inches of rain total expected by the time we head towards early Wednesday morning. Now, as I mentioned, the rain's going to end after midnight. It looks like right along the I-95 corridor, 11, midnight, maybe 1 a.m., depending on how quickly the back edge of the rain moves through. And these gusty east winds, we've been watching this area of low pressure intensifying, and as a result, it's ramping up the wind. So we're going to continue to see these wind gusts over 30 miles per hour, particularly if you live close to the bay. Now, here's the radar. All the light and dark green, that's light to a little bit heavier rain, not necessarily up to the moderate range. You don't really get into that until you get some of these yellow patches. That's where we've got some moderate rain going on in patches moving into the Baltimore area and up towards Carroll County. Back towards the west, some of the heaviest rain right along I-81 and then heading far western Maryland towards Cumberland. Now, temperatures have been hovering right around freezing down towards parts of Garrett County here throughout the afternoon, so they've had some icing issues out in the mountains there. Now they're starting to get above freezing there, so that is being alleviated, at least the icing conditions with the temperatures getting back above freezing. These are 6-hour rainfall totals, and this kind of gives you a general idea of what we've seen already. About 1/4 of an inch here, parts of northeast Maryland, the upper eastern shore, here in Baltimore, especially on the south side of the town, close to 1/2 inch. You get farther west, though, towards Frederick and areas out towards the west there, up to 0.8 of an inch. And like I said, we could see 1, 2, maybe even up to 3 inches in some spots before this is all said and done. Current conditions across the area, notice the Garrett County Airport up to 34, but you go down into southern Maryland and temperatures are in the mid to upper 50s, so we're starting to warm up. And we're 51 here in Baltimore. We're expecting the temperatures to continue to rise here through this evening with that southeast wind. Wind sustained southeast about 10 to 15, getting some gusts over 20 to 25. Coastal flood warnings and advisory in effect for many counties right along the bay. Of course, is not surprising. With an area of low pressure like this, you get an onshore flow. You're going to get a little bit of coastal flooding, particularly during high tide. So here's your forecast. As we go through later tonight, rain chances will continue. Notice, though, we start to get a little bit more spotty activity around 1, 2 a.m., and then this should be all over with by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. There's the back edge of the rainfall, still across parts of southeast Ohio, western Pennsylvania, and this will gradually be shifting east. There are some strong winds in the upper atmosphere here called the low-level jet, just a few thousand feet up, and it's what helps really transport the moisture into these storm systems. And it's really the heaviest rain is associated with the axis of that low-level jet as it makes its way across the region. That's what's going to happen here over the next few hours. Notice after sunset, and then through about 9, 10 o'clock tonight, some of the heaviest rain is going to be falling across our area. Now, it won't be like a torrential downpour, but it'll be heavier than what we're seeing right now. And that will make its way across the region here through 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, shifting over to the eastern shore. Back edge of the rain right 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, right along I-95. And then notice this shifts off towards the south and east. And after that, maybe a few more clouds here for your Wednesday, but looks like overall it's going to be mainly dry. But as I mentioned, we're looking at everywhere from 1 to 2 inches of rainfall across the region. As we go through tonight, maybe some totals getting up to close to 3 inches. Thanksgiving Day looks good. As I mentioned, lots of sunshine expected, highs in the low to mid 50s. And then Black Friday, again, the shopping looks good there. Skies will be mostly cloudy, though. It'll be a little bit cooler than what we'll see on Thanksgiving Day, but overall not too bad. Here's your first alert 7-day forecast. Once we get the rain out of the way today, looks like we dry out. Sunshine in the forecast for Thursday. For Thanksgiving, looks beautiful. And then a little cooler heading into the weekend. Back to you guys.